Hi everyone, you'll have to pardon this strange camera angle because I'm in my car. It's raining outside and this is unfortunately one of the only free moments I'm going to have today when I'm waiting for an appointment in my car. I know when I get home later it's going to be kind of late, I'll probably be tired, and I want to get this done because it's something that I feel strongly about. The question that I'm going to be answering today or responding to is this. Someone had asked, I don't have many friends because I have problems with trust and nearness. How do you deal with loneliness or getting to know new people? I think that is something that so many people with eating disorders or who are recovering from eating disorders have issue with. I know leading my support group for eating disorders that it's something that we've talked about. I've had girls in my group ask me, do you have friends? And how is that? Because I find it so hard to make friends, or my friends are only friends of my boyfriend, or friends of my husband, or people I work with, but I don't really hang out with them outside of work. And basically it's because before you were starting to recover, the eating disorder took up the majority of your time, and filling that gap that you now have is really tricky when it comes to people, because people aren't things. You can't just say oh, well, I like art, so I'm going to take up art and do that and have that apply to people, because you can fill your time with hobbies, but when it comes to other people, it's just not the same thing. And people get discouraged so easily, so they think I'm never going to have friends, and the eating disorder robbed me of relationships and decent friendships, and it's just unfortunate. Don't give up, because I can tell you that my friends were actually the biggest support system to me when I was in college and I was struggling really hard, but at the same time I kind of wondered, is this going to take over my life so much that I'm going to get to a point one day where I only have one or two close friends who've been there with me through it all, and that's it. And I got married a year ago, and I had 5 bridesmaids in my wedding, and I consider all of them to be very good friends. And it's not something that's superficial. I mean, we have real friendships, and I value each one of them in a very special way. And I mean, I dealt with anorexia specifically for a really long time, and I consider myself far along in recovery / recovered now, but it's hard. It's hard to get to the point where you can trust people and you can feel that closeness the way you want to be. I wouldn't tell you necessarily to just go ahead and be an open book, but it's definitely helpful the more honest you can be with more people in your life, and I know that that can be really scary, but it's a necessary thing sometimes, because without that honesty, you're really not giving other people the depth of yourself. You're giving them this surface person, and that's probably something you've been trying to get away from if you're in the process of recovering. So you just need to remember that you don't have to tell them every little thing about your struggles and your life and your pain and your whole eating disorder, but you do want to be forthcoming, and you do want to be real. Because whenever you're going to be phony, whenever you're going to be fake, even if it's in a way where you're trying to be friendly, you're not being real with that person, so you can't really expect them to be real with you. And if what you're after is that trust and that closeness, which I think is hard for everyone, you're going to want to put that out there to those people first. Along the lines of trust being hard for everyone, I definitely think that's the case, because while we might all have eating disorders, there are people who have, other mental health issues or just other issues or problems in general, and everybody's wondering if they're going to be able to get that trust with their friendships, and they're going to be wanting to feel comfortable at last when, their problems are being worked through. So I would just want to tell you, you're not alone. And you're not alone because lots of other people with eating disorders feel this way about friendships and trust, but lots of other people in general, just in this world, feel that way. And I have definitely come in contact with them, and they definitely have reservations and fears the same as we do. So just remember, as long as you're being your real self, you're being an open and honest person, and as long as you're desiring a true close friendship, chances are what you put out there is what you're then going to be able to take from everybody else that you want to be able to call a true friend. Obviously, ways you can get rid of the loneliness and find new people, making friendships, work, school, all the typical things. I would suggest going to meetups.com, and you can put in all your interests, all your hobbies. I mean, they can be something like knitting, reading, running, any little thing they have on there. They can tell you if there are meetups in your area. You can go to a group that's just, for people that are interested in what you're interested in. You can find some people, some friends based on your interests, and kind of go from there. I mean, you could find a person just sitting at an appointment, waiting in a waiting room, strike up a conversation. So, if you're a shy person, it's going to be a lot harder, but at the same time, just don't forget that everybody else in this world is in some way, even if it's a small way, feeling the way that you're feeling. So you're not alone, guys, and I hope that this gives you a little bit more empowerment and a little bit more hope that you can have close, meaningful friendships, and you can find that trust. And I promise it won't be as scary once you find it as it feels right now.